Hi Libra, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your May 16th to the 31st, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you want to help this channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, that would be absolutely brilliant. Now, if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Let's let the bull sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Libra, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Libra. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Libra. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. All right. Let's think of this as a tree. You have the branches here, you have the trunk and the roots right here. So let's see what the cards have to say. We have the High Priestess, and we have the Eight of Cups. So something that is revealed to us is having us walk away from something we once thought we would love. Because the veil is lifted from our eyes. It's not what we thought it would be. We have the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups. So there's happiness, there's joy, there's success. These are the best tens in the deck. Then we have the Six of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. The Six of Wands is celebration. You know, it's learning how to value ourselves. And it leads us then to prosperity and success and bounty and abundance. And it's not for everybody else. It's not to put on display. You know, it's not for the social media world. It's for us. And it's for the sense of obtaining and building wealth, prosperity, bounty, brilliance that is more than we thought it could be. The Six of Swords and the Four of Swords are at our root right here. And this is what is holding up this whole entire time. So we're moving away from something that we didn't realize. Like, we're gathering up our knowledge and we're moving forward. And it's not necessarily the easiest thing for us to do. And we need to heal. Now, it can be that life has moved us in a direction, and for so many of us, isn't this true? That life has moved us in a direction that we didn't expect to be in. And that we're still either healing from trauma and from hurt and from pain and from devastation, or we're in the midst of it. And we have to be able to step back and to heal ourselves and to be kind to ourselves. Because during this time, if we just keep on pushing, everything will fall apart. There will be nothing to push for because we will have broken, okay? And that's something that we really have to be mindful of. Let's look at our chakra energy for this time. Libra, May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Libra. May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show us clearly. Holistic health, that's one of my absolute favorite cards. So it's the root chakra. It's being holistically ourselves. It's saying, this is what I love in life, this is what I want in life, this is who I am, and this is who I need to be. This is also looking at alternative methods to health, to well-being, to success, and to prosperity. This is saying, it's time for me to heal. And it's time for me to really take that healing process seriously and look at what I desire and what I love and what I want within my life. It's also time to look at our bodies, what part of us is hurting, what part of us needs extra attention, what part of us do we just say, oh, push through the pain, or why are we having to push through the pain? Are we chronically tired, upset, overwhelmed? It could be also something as simple as looking at our diet and being able to look at the foods that we eat and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to cut this out because I know this is bad for me, right? I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to take a closer look at this. And as I do so, we can start to see what hurts our body and what doesn't hurt our body. What we're eating that has too many chemicals in it, has too many impurities in it, and what our body seriously craves. So holistic health is going back to our roots, going back to nature, going back to what's good for us and what our bodies are craving. What is the energy that Libra needs to be mindful of? What is the energy that Libra needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Libra. What is the energy that Libra needs to be mindful of? May 16th to the 31st, 2021, Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. So you have two right here, the King of Cups and the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is Taurus energy, time frame April 20th to May 20th, but that's the ruling energy. This is what rules, this is the power, this is, the way that it is. The King of Cups is water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. It is a person who is very emotionally manipulative and controlling and, very much like it has to be this way. And if it's not this way, you're wrong. Or if it's not this way, I'm going to just guilt you and guilt you and guilt you until you start to change. There is this sense here of gaining more power through being able to stand on our own two feet, and during this time we're going to have to face people who want things done just their way, just at this time, and that's going to be a challenge for us, Libra, because we want to keep everything balanced and happy, but we also have to keep ourselves balanced and happy. And the King of Cups, emotionally, just very manipulative, very, very, very manipulative, very much, has this way of bellowing at us that makes us jump, that makes us feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just doing everything wrong, aren't I? And at our core during this time, there is a sense of, I need to gather up what I need, and I need to move forward. And there's something that we're moving against here that can make us feel like we're wrong, that we're not doing it right, but there's something that we need to break free of. And it can just be, the Hierophant also represents institutions and traditions and, the way things are supposed to be. And it can be that emotionally we're feeling very guilty because I'm not doing things the way that they're supposed to be. But I'm doing things that are right for me. And I need to move forward in this direction. I need to, discover what lays ahead. And this is a trying time for us, even though we have so many blessings here. In our inner self, we're looking at things that we hadn't seen before. And at our rooted self here, we're like, okay, how do I move forward? How do I heal? Do I just keep on pushing, or do I give myself time to heal, to embrace compassion, to open up my eyes, to see what it is that I desire, to see what it is that I want, to realize that I've been through the war? Because so often, as we're pushing forward, we don't give ourselves time to say, I've been through the war. I've hurt. I've been overwhelmed. I've been, through the ringer, through a meat grinder. And nobody sees it and nobody cares about it. Because we're so used to suffering in silence. Because that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to carry our burdens and keep on moving on. Keep on moving forward. And there is a beauty within stoicism. But if we are so stoic that we run ourselves into the ground, that is not okay. It's looking at all the hurts and all the pains and all the devastations that we have been through. And it's paying honor to ourselves. That the road forward, it hasn't been easy. Emotionally, it has been draining and overwhelming. But I need to move. I need to go. And it leads us to having the veil lifted from our eyes. And we're not following the same path that we once were. This is the inner self. This is who we are when we have the quiet moments and we look inward. We're seeing things that once we thought, oh, that was fine. And now we're like, is it? Is it fine? Is that what I want? Is that where I'm headed? Is that what I need? And with these revelations comes power and insight and ideas, comes deeper knowledge. There is, with the high priestess, there is a sense of this link from the old to the new. So we have the religions here. We have the moon at her feet. We have the cross on her chest. We have the Torah in her arms. But crowning her is we have the phases of the moon, but also the moon rising, the full moon rising with the horns in between. And then we have the pomegranates. So we have here signs of femininity. We have here signs of wisdom and knowledge and the development of the human psyche within religions, within belief. We have the waters behind us that are obscured, the depth of human soul, the depth of what we desire. And the high priestess is the feminine form of the Hierophant, because in one of the early versions of the tarot, this was the female pope. So whether you believe in Pope Joan or whether you don't, that's irrelevant. What it is here is a powerful understanding, a brilliant sense of tradition and power. And yes, I was banned from this, but I'm walking this road anyway. And just this connection to truth and to what is important. What do I live by? What do I want? And it starts to open up our eyes and ourselves, and it starts to call us forward in a very real way. And the Eight of Cups is walking away from what we once thought we would love. Why? Because the High Priestess has lifted the veil. We might not be seeing as clearly as we want to, but it is a process. If we saw clearly all at once, it would be too overwhelming. We would be too overwhelmed. Yeah, it would be. Spirit keeps on saying it would be overwhelming. We wouldn't see anything at all because it would be too much that we are carrying. And with the Eight of Cups, we walk away. We leave, and we get to be able to embrace something because of it. There's brilliance to endings, even though we don't like them. There's a sense of, I thought I would love this, but it doesn't suit me anymore. The Eight of Cups, as we walk away, it could be from a relationship, it could be from a career, it could be from a mindset. It's like, wow, I thought this defined me, and I thought this would define me forever, but it doesn't. There's more here than meets the eye. It leads us to our heart, and our hearts are just overflowing with blessings. The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, this is prosperity that lasts for generations. It is wealth and brilliance of soul. It is the happily ever after. And so at the heart, we're really looking for that happiness, that happy story, that sense of completion and connection. Now, we can feel very disappointed if we don't really feel this completion and connection because we're healing so much. But as we heal, we're moving towards what the heart longs for, which is the sense of security. And here's the thing. So often we are told, if you don't live in this type of house, if you don't live in this type of neighborhood, if you don't drive this car, if you don't own this, if you don't have that, you haven't made it. And this is really embracing the Nordic state saying that it is better to be king of a cottage than servant in a castle. It is better to have what can be afforded than to strive for something that is always going to be right out of reach. And there's a connection here to what is my happiness? What is building my wealth and my prosperity? What is guiding me forward? And this is a time where we might very well be connecting with ancestral wisdom. With, if you're like me, if you were raised by your mom and your grandma and your great-grandma with this kind of centuries-old wisdom that was passed down to you, that was just a beautiful part of who you are. But there's also the sense of having dreams that guide us, having dreams of ancestral places, or people that say, oh, I'm your aunt, I'm your uncle, let me tell you a story, or your grandparent. And it's like it's just going to be a bit odd. It really is going to be a bit odd, Libra, but it starts to bring things into balance. It's like, this is what my heart desired, this is what I needed, this is what I wanted, and it starts to open us up. And it's like, what can I celebrate? What is it that I love? What is it that I want? What is it that I desire? And it's really starting to connect with that heart's beauty, with that soul's truth. And this is a time where our hearts shine. So this is a time, Libra, and Libra, we're absolutely brilliant at being able to connect with the heart. This is a time where that connection with the heart serves you so well. And it brings us to this place of celebration. In the public arena, we need to celebrate our successes. Now, in our inner selves, we're going to find that a bit hard. We're going to say, oh, well, I could have done this better, I could have done that better. The couldas, the shouldas, and the wouldas, they could drown us. But we need to celebrate ourselves in the public arena. Not in a cocky way, but in a way that says, I've done well. I've put in the time and the effort. I've pushed hard. I've achieved what needs to be achieved. And I'm celebrating me. The Queen of Pentacles is this sense of nurturing the prosperity, of watching it grow, of gaining a greater understanding, of, pushing the boundaries, pushing the limits, and seeing what it is that we want, what it is that we desire. It's opening up the door. So the Queen of Pentacles brings that beauty forward. It brings us forward. The Queen of Pentacles, it isn't a show for everybody else. It just isn't. Actually, this is going to be a time where we want to keep things private. If people say, oh, well, how much money do you make and how much this and how much that, it's going to feel very almost vulgar to us to start to discuss this. It's like, okay, let me, yes, understand the prices of things, and not go forward ignorant, but I don't want to be judged by my money or my lack of money. I want to be judged by what I'm building and what I'm growing and how I'm building it and how I'm growing it and what I'm nurturing within me, but also within others. Because there's a place of inspiration here that's really setting the stage. And we're going to find that people come to us for advice, which is going to be interesting and can be a bit out of our comfort zone. But it's going to be also empowering and emboldening because it's like, oh, you see me as this. You see me as this person who's worth listening to. And they really do. So let's see here, because there's so many blessings that come forward, but let's really look at what is the heartbreak that Libra is walking away from. What is the heartbreak that Libra is walking away from? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, fantastic. So we have two right here. It is the Hermit and the Strength card. So Hermit and Strength. We're walking away from strength from solitude. Oh, it's not talking. We are walking away from strength from solitude, thinking that if we bottle it all up, if we hold it all in, and this is a fundamental part of our personality, of how we're going to be handling things during this time, because they're two major arcana cards, that if we do that, we will get the answers. Like, we will be able to work everything out. This is also Virgo energy, Leo energy. Excuse me. So here, what we're going to see is we're going to see wishes that guide us and light our way. But because we're building something and we don't want it to fall apart, we're going to think, oh, I can't share these wishes. I can't share what I desire. But yes, we can. It's not in a way that, every idea we put out there and we think, oh, okay, this, and then, people steal it and things get hard. No, it's like a sounding board, people that we can talk to, that we can build off of. It's going to be strength through connection and communication instead of strength through figuring it out on our own. Let me just take a sip of water. And that's going to be something where it's a bit hard because we can see beyond the mask of people. So we really want the genuine people to be a part of us, the good people to be a part of us. But, it's like the Ella Wheeler Wilcox poem. And it starts off with their two type of people. And she says it's not the bad and the good, because the good are half bad and the bad are half good. So it's like, don't judge a book by its cover, which is what our world is so good at doing right now. Don't sell yourself and others short. And then as we move forward in this strength, what part of the strength do we need to embrace our dreams? Because that's the way these are coming together. Actually, they're going separately. It's like my dreams lead me this way, but my strength leads me that way. What I have tamed leads me forward. So what is it that Libra has tamed? What is it that Libra needs to tame? What is it that Libra needs to tame for themselves? What is it that Libra needs to tame for themselves? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. The Ten of Air. The rebirth, the dying away of the old self, the rebirth of the new, the darkness before the dawn, the sense of, I've had all these hardships come. When are they going to end? Where am I going to stand? What is it that I desire? The Ten of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it isn't this kind of whimsical card. It is a man laying on the ground with 10 swords stabbed into him. It's a wealth of knowledge, a wealth of pain. Swords in medieval times, and even today, a well-crafted sword, they cost money. And in ancient times, when you fought by swords, you would pick up the swords at the end of a battle because you just wouldn't leave them. They were too expensive. It was like leaving a treasure trove. Swords were buried with people. They were so important. You needed them to defend you. So here, with the 10 of Swords, you have this wealth of knowledge that's left in your back because it is what we grow from. It is the hurt, and it is the pain, and it is the devastation that brings forward wisdom, because wisdom does not come easily. It is hard-earned, and it is desperately fought for. And only by the ignorant is it turned away from. What is the generational blessing that is coming to Libra? What is the generational blessing that is coming to Libra? Because they're linked. They are linked. This is linked. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. The Eight of Swords. To not be caged. The general blessing, the generational blessing that is coming forward is, I will not be caged. But it's also the fact of feeling like I am caged. This is how my mother did it, this is how my grandmother did it, or this is how my caregiver did it, my guardian, and this is how it is to be done. Like, this is the pattern that I can't escape. And it's feeling caged. And what you are being told at this moment, Libra, is that you are not in a cage. And you will not be in a cage. Set yourself free. Because you're not trapped. It just feels like you are. What if you were told, whichever way you turn, like, put out your hands to the left and to the right, and you see how you touch the swords? Well, this is all around you. You can't move. Any step you take, any move you make, you will be cut to ribbons. The swords will slice into you. What if she was given just one slight cut on each hand, on each palm, to prove the point, to make the fear? And isn't that what happens to us? We fall, we fail, we are devastated. And so we don't try to break out of the cage. The generational blessing that is coming, the gift that is coming, is to say, realize the cage is a lie. Our fears, our doubts, our anguish, it's not to diminish it, but it can ruin our lives. It can keep us small and silent and quiet forever. And that's not how we were meant to live. So let us see this cage. Please show me. Please show the cage that Libra has been placed in. Please show the cage that Libra has been placed in. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Two of Air. The cage of choice. The cage of thinking it has to be like this. It's like, it has to be like this. And it can be the cage of society. It's like, these are your options, move forward. This is how you were taught. This is the, assembly line of how you were put together. The knowledge that you were given, the words that you learned, the ideas that were, given to you. This is what you can be it. And you thought you had two choices. You thought you had two paths. And now you're seeing that there are more. Now, you might say, oh, Dane, I didn't think I had two paths. I thought I could be, this and this and that and that. But when we start to put them together, what are the paths? Like, how do they all relate to each other? Break the mold. That's what your heart is telling you during this time. Break the mold. What is the prosperity that Libra is nurturing? What is the prosperity that Libra needs to nurture? What is the prosperity that Libra needs to nurture? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay, this one. This one. Okay, that's funny. So what we need to nurture is the gift from God, Source, Spirit, however we see the divine, the universe, of the Ace of Pentacles, which is exactly what the Queen of Pentacles is holding in her hand. So we need to nurture the seeds of prosperity. How do we do this? We do this by turning inward, by being the King of Cups. The King of Cups does not rule everybody else. Why? Because he's in the middle of the freaking ocean. You know, he can't rule everybody. He's out at sea. All the other kings, they could be connected to people. And you could say, okay, well, the boats can come. Well, okay, sure, fine. But it's still not, it's not equal. So if you had this huge boat come to the king, they could only get so close. Or if you had people row out on the boat, it's just odd. So here, with the King of Cups, he rules himself. He is the king of one. And here's the thing with us as human beings. We are the kings of one. The only person we can rule in our lives is ourselves. You know, we can have demands over our children. We can lay down rules and laws, and they're good. You know, too many are bad, but, you know, there's always this balance, right? But we can't even make them be who they're not. We just can't. So we can't take a child who's supposed to be this blank slate and make them, you know, be who we want them to be. Make them grow up with the talents that we want them to have, you know, with the aptitudes that we want. Why do we think we can do this with adults? And we do. We sit there and we look at a person when we fall in love and we say, oh, well, I don't like this about them and that about them, but I'll change it. It's like, no, you won't. They are who they are. We can't change toddlers. We can't change adults. The King of Cups, he knows this. And he says, this is what I want for me. And I might not be able to change you, but I will be able to change me. And that is powerful. So it's funny today, and this just made me think of it. Today I was having a cup of tea outside, and I sent, you know, a text, and I said, oh, if you want to come and join me, come outside. And so my brother came outside, and he was having a cup of tea with me, but then he got a phone call, and he started just talking, and I was like, rude. I invited you out, and now you're just talking this whole time, and not enjoying this beautiful moment, like that's outside, and everything was just so pretty. And I thought I could get really mad and be like, okay, I'm just leaving because this is nonsense. Or I could enjoy my time like I was doing. And that's what the King of Cups does. He says, I can make a choice. And I have ways that I can handle this. What's the best one for me? Not what's the best for you. You know, but what's the best for me? And that's powerful. And that's how we nurture this gift. It's like, what's best for me? And it's not in that selfish way, you know, in the, well, I have to think about myself before I can think about anybody else way that people have. It's this sense of, what is the harmony? What is going to promote the harmony in my life to grow the wealth, to grow the prosperity, to grow the bounty? So let's see. Please show us the gift that is, the prosperous gift that is coming to Libra. Please show us the prosperous gift that is coming to Libra. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading. The Two of Fire, the Two of Wands. It's opening up the world. So the prosperous gift that is coming to you starts to open up your world, starts to open up your ideas, starts to open up what you want and what you desire and what you're seeing. And it's like, I can hold the world in my hand. Because in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it is the man holding the world in his hands with the two wands on either side. Now, it can be that he feels like he has control over the world when he doesn't. But that's not how I see it. There is a sense of that. To not feel like I have control over the world when I do not, when I don't have control over much. You know, there's that chaos element to things. But there's this sense of, there's beauty, there's brilliance, there is power here. And see where you step into that power, where you step into your world. Let's look at our spirit animal message for this time. Libra. May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Libra. May 16th to the 31st, 2021 Libra. Angels and spirit guides. Ooh, okay. This one, because a whole pile fell. And this is this is one of my absolute favorite cards within the spirit animal deck. It's the vulture spirit. Nothing is wasted. And that's important because so often in our world, we have a throwaway world. We have a throwaway, with fashion. And it almost seems like with people too. It's like, okay, next best thing. What can we attack? What do we have? Nothing is wasted. And this is a time where it's like, I want the quality over the chaos. Over the swarms of people, I want the quality of people. Nothing in our lives, no heartbreak, no pain, no disappointment, no devastation, even the horrors, nothing was wasted. Because our lives are not mistakes. And we are not mistakes. There's power and there's force here. Embrace it. By knowing nothing is wasted. And nothing will be wasted. The subconscious spirit animal message is the scarab beetle. Magic works through you. Now the scarab beetle in ancient Egypt was sacred. So it's knowing that the sacred works through us. The magic of our existence works through us. It's embracing it. It's embodying it. It leads us to the subconscious chakra message, which is spiritual awakening, which we can see from the high priestess. We're spiritually awakening, we're healing, we're ending things that don't matter to us anymore, that don't move the right way anymore, and we're embracing our crown chakra. We're embracing the crown that we put on our heads, the bounty that moves with us, and the blessing that we get to have. What crown do we have? Can you even visualize putting a crown on your own head and saying, this is my knowledge, this is my purpose, this is my blessing? Or does it just seem alien? Or is the crown broken? Was it for an ancestor that isn't here anymore? Where do we stand in our blessings? And how are we taking them on? Our subconscious energy to be mindful of is the Queen of Pentacles. So we have a blessing of the Queen of Pentacles. We have a mindfulness here. When it comes to prosperity, don't just follow the money. Look at what vibrates, the energy vibration of it all. See what resonates and see what doesn't. And listen to it. The subconscious tarot message is the Three of Wands. New horizons, new blessings. There's a journey to be had here. There's something that is started. But there's also something that is finished. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Once again, that beautiful prosperity that lasts for generations, that beautiful coming together of wealth and accumulation of power. A door is opening. There can be a check coming for some. I mean, seriously, there's something here that it's a game changer. It's a game changer, and it can be so small that when it happens, you wouldn't think it would change anything. And then finally, our subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Eight of Wands. Things are moving fast. Things are changing fast. Hold on for the ride, but also be ready to move with it. All right, Libra. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace this power of change. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Libra.